Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I was scurrying through the library the other day and I found this book, You'll Get Through It by Max Lucado. And I thought, well, that title sounds fascinating and maybe it has some good prepper ideas. I don't know. And I was familiar with the name Max Lucado, but I wasn't exactly sure who he was. I associated him with children's books. So I took the book home and I started reading it, and it was absolutely fascinating. Max Lucado is a minister at a large church in Texas, and he's written many inspirational books. And I consider myself a spiritual person, not necessarily a religious person, but very spiritual. And I found this book to be very comforting and rewarding to read. And what he says is, I think it's also good for preppers, because he says, you'll get through this. It won't be painless. It won't be quick. God will use this for good. In the meantime, don't be foolish or naive. Don't despair. And I thought, there are so many things we're prepping for. We don't know what's coming. We've all had to go through things, whether it's job loss, divorce, a death in the family, hard times, even terrible weather, storms, and things that make us worry, sickness, all kinds of things. Everyone has to go through things. And I thought that was very comforting to try to remember you can get through it no matter what it is. He also tells a story in Genesis in the Bible about Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his brothers, and how the many hardships he went through until he ended up being the right-hand man of the Pharaoh in Egypt. And at the end of his story, he was able to reconcile with his brothers and bring peace and solidarity back into his own family. So I thought, there's nothing that we could go through that would be as terrible as that. And I also found an inspirational part in here where he says that the people who go through things are not more creative than you. They're not more charismatic or ambitious. They're not luckier than you. They're not even better risk takers. They're not heroic, but there are people who led with self-control in an out-of-control world. And that's what we need to remember, is to never lose our self-control. Tell yourself, I can get through this. And know that God works for good. And it may not be you may not understand the trials that you're going through or why you're going to go through it, but know that there's always a lesson there. And one of the things that I liked was that even if you don't believe in God, that he says God will turn evil into righteousness, and that the thing you never lose, no matter if everything else is taken away from you, is your destiny. And he said people are always telling you when you have hard times to look deep inside yourself. But Max Lucado also says, look up. And to me, that was very comforting. So if you're interested in finding some comfort and strength and knowing that no matter what comes along, you can face it, pick up this book, You'll Get Through It by Max Lucado. I found it very uplifting. It made me feel better, gave me peace and happiness. And that is, at the end of the day, that is what we all want. So look for this book. Leave me a message if there's a book that you've enjoyed that made you feel like you were heading in the right direction with the preparations that you're making. And please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel. Have a wonderful day.